Welcome back. Now we're going to go over to the front end. So on the left side menu, just head over down to Profile, click it once. So in Profile, this is what the people are going to see. Obviously they can't edit stuff, but the first thing they'll see is your picture, your name, get in touch, and they will also see your recommendations. You set your rates right here, your skills, badges, a little bit about yourself, time zone, and links to social media. On the right side, they can see your work, which we'll see how we can add them later. They can see your services, and they can see your recommendations. Previous clients and all that, you can request a recommendation, send it to their email, and announce that you have a new Contra profile, and their feedback would really help you get more clients. Now let's go over here. Go to work, and this is your profile. Let's look at the portfolio, which is this icon right here. So if you click it once, it's going to be about the same thing, but the templates that they have are actually really cool. Let me close this for a second. So it just brings in your information from your profile, has a nice animation. Your work is listed this way, and they get to click on it to learn more about your project. So this right now is called a case study. I'll elaborate on that in a different lesson, but essentially you have a case, which is this project, and you're basically going into every nitty-gritty detail to tell them how you did the, say, logo, the website, any photos that can help them visualize the process. That would all be here. So again, we have the same things that we saw in the profile. You get to share this with potential clients. So they get to click this and they will type in what they need from you. They can also share your profile, and it's a pretty easy situation. Now, I was only able to do the stuff that we saw, but if I want to take it a step further, I would have to buy the Contra Pro that I mentioned earlier. These are the stuff that you can do. You can change the font, add a logo, and make it a custom domain, because right now it's going to be your username.contra.com. However, you saw that even with the free version, I have a pretty decent portfolio, and I don't really need the Pro version. But you can, of course, go for it if you want. Down here, we get to edit the content and explore other themes and templates. If you want to share it with anyone, you just press this, copies the link, and you can just put it on other platforms. Okay. The plus button is for adding a work or service. So another one of these, if you just finished a project, either on Contra or outside, you can put it right here. Now for the projects that you find on Contra, they're just going to be added here a lot more easier because all the information has been within your project management tab. But if you've done external projects, it's a pretty easy process. You just press on this. Put in your title, the skills, the tools you use, the client, etc. And then they have this new thing which imports content in seconds. If you click on that, you just put in your project link. This could be a website, it could be a presentation, and other stuff. You can see that if we go over here, it doesn't accept stuff from Figma, Notion, Google Docs, and there are some limitations. But again, if this doesn't work, you can just add it manually. All right, let's go back over here and take a look at the lead section. So first thing is discover. This is where you can find other freelancers. Look for them via the program they used, or their name, or the service. So let's search logo designer under skill. And there we go. So I can see this is also what people will see when they search for something you have. So your rate, what you do, the 3 main things. It could be more. This person has 13 more, 18 more. You could have less. The tags that will show up here, your photo, this green thing means you're online, your rating, and your latest projects. We can also customize the animations that people see. So it could be a photo, stop motion, and other stuff. So over here, you can just click on them. You can get in touch with them, look at the stuff they have, and it's pretty straightforward. You can also make a hiring account if you want to hire and be a freelancer at the same time. It's a pretty easy process, and if you just go over here, you can see that you can easily switch between the two. So you can just do that here. The next thing is jobs, which is what freelancers would have to do eventually. Now over here you have all jobs and the jobs that you've applied for. You can filter through them, look for the roles, see if there are Contra jobs or community created jobs. So there are other jobs listed from different platforms, but that's if the creators allowed them to be here. So if you're not interested in things on Contra, you can also search for this or just search for all of them. So I'm going to go for all jobs in finance, and I can find a job like this. So this is the monthly payment. It's still ongoing. The tags, I can click on it and I get more description and learn more about the company itself. Now when you apply, if this pops up, this means that you're applying for a Contra job. But if it's another platform, you're going to be directed to there. So that's the only difference. Now, the good thing about applying via Contra is that you get to link the projects you already have on your portfolio, and that just saves you the time of uploading your portfolio separately, sending out links, explaining your work because it's already there. And your profile is linked when you apply on Contra. So first, it's essentially a cover letter, calendar link, and in here, when you click on it, it brings all the projects that you currently have on your portfolio. You would have to choose the top 3 that match this job description. So you can't have all of them on there. You just select them like that. You link them and then you submit. The person who gets your application can click on your profile, take a look at your certifications, your education, recommendations, and etc. Now let me show you what the other type of jobs are going to look like. So let's go over here. When you hit apply, it takes you to this company's preferred method. Now this is no problem, but as I mentioned, you would have to add in all this information yourself. On the top right, we have Contra Pro. You can share your profile, copies the link. There are messages. If people want to contact you for a project, a question, collaboration, all of that will show up here. You have a notification center. And here I can see that I've been matched with a few jobs. If you allow Contra, they will do the same for you based on the tags you put on your profile and how advanced you are in your profile development. So you're going to get these messages. If you click over here, you can mark them as read. And we also have some new features. Now the last place is the projects and payments. So let's go to projects and invoices. Right now it's clear, but if you start a project or get accepted for a project, they're going to show up here as little boxes. You get to change your status to maybe finished, paused, canceled, and filter through them. Your clients will be listed here, the companies they work for, and you can sort them out as well. If you're not doing it via Contra, you can put in an external project. So start a project. You can send a proposal. So this is where you get to tell the potential client who may not be on Contra. If they are, that's okay. What you hope to achieve for them, your prices, the amount of time it's going to take, your work, a contract for them to sign, and other stuff. So who are you working with? You put in your client's email address, the name of your project. Next, we have payment detail, escrow payments, invoice billing. This is with Contra again. Project scope, your deliverables, and you can add them on like that. Now, I can't show you the whole thing. I do have a sample project that I'm going to be proposing, and then we'll go through that together. So let's go back over here and look for the last thing, which is wallets. So basically what you can do is add in your payout accounts. This could be an e-wallet, your bank, PayPal, or whatever. You can keep your payments here. I'm not sure for how long, but you essentially have a wallet and you manage your payments this way. I did forget to show you guys the invoice. So let's go back, go over here, and you can make invoices. Custom branding is pro, but again, you can do perfectly fine with the free version. So first things first, invoice number, your email, to who you're sending this to, the date. You can select your project here. So you would have to add a project there to be able to send an invoice. The items you made, how many, the rate. You can add more items, and you can even tax them according to whatever country you're on. And lastly, we have a memo. If you have any notes or anything, you can add them here. You preview it, then you send it. And then all the invoices that you make are going to show up over here. So as you can see, it's really an all-in-one platform for freelancers. And it makes everything a lot easier. You don't have to go over several platforms. Not even Fiverr or Upwork have reached this level. So if you're starting out with freelancing or you're struggling with it, I highly recommend looking at this platform. And as we saw from the filters, it's in almost every category. So there was finance, there was crypto, there was web design, copywriting, anything you can think of. So now that we've seen an overview of everything, it's now time to start building our profile. I'll see you guys in the next lesson where we do just that.